And welcome back. Welcome back to the second half, episode 12, season 1. My name is Alexander, and I will be your Dungeon Master for the rest of this evening. If you haven't already caught the first half, go back. If you're watching on YouTube, go back and watch the first half. It's good shit. But if you're watching us live and you are just tuning in, we had quite the event. It was a meeting, because that's what everyone comes to D&D for, is meetings. Roundtable meetings.
Of course.
The Gilwin and the crew.
It's a new band.
Gilwin and the crew discovered that aside from the monster griff that they had encountered themselves, another creature similar to its stature had in fact raided the city not more than a week before. They found at its site that there was some sort of malfeasance near the vault. A crack had formed in the wall for which they may have concluded some sort of illicit activities may have been enacted to do with the vampires and monsters and shit. Then they went to go speak with Madame Eileen, who then called for the Orden Tribunal, a meeting of the 9 Order Masters within the Chemera Inimi in the center of Terespit. The party then went to go speak with Master Taurus as being requested specifically for Gilwin to speak of his induction into the Flakara Order as its newest master. He was not requesting an answer at the time, but he did insist that they stay at the Flakara Order estate within the city rather than pay for their average stead. Which is where we pick up. Thorn. As you fall asleep, the wear and tear of the day, the frightful presence of the multiple monsters you had encountered, the near-death experience of the entirety of your party, and the entourage you were, and the espionage you had sent your dear Quibble to spy and steal information from said Order Master. You close your eyes. And once more, there's a moment of relaxation as you're in like a safe, mostly, house. At least it's got a roof over your head. But then that unrest, that unfulfilled feeling in your gut punches through, almost keeping you awake, like you've forgotten something, that sickening feeling like you've left the campfire on. And before you know it, you're asleep. At first, when you open your eyes, you think you're awaking in a softer bed. The ground around you, what was once just your thrown bedroll onto the floor, feels softer, cushioned. And then you feel hard roots press into your back. As you kind of stretch and move, you almost intangibly feel the softness kind of push away with the wiggle of your fingers and movement of your feet, until you look over and see that you're lying in piles of ash. That comforting sensation jolts you up to, you can see like the imprint of your body on the ground, and then a flash, like a flickering image, where it's your body, and then at another split second, it's like a blonde-haired, like ashen-skinned, elvish girl, wearing the same white and brown robes you had seen in your visions before. And then it stills, and the body stays behind. As you're kind of given this like ethereal presence, you no longer see your hands in front of you, but you do feel it. You can feel something in your chest like pulling, tensing and pulling, and tensing and pulling, and trying to drag you up. And then you start to see these small golden lights, just like literally through the ashen trees within the Race of Redaxis, start to float and rise, and then fizzle and fall to ash before they can reach the tree beds above. The vision goes dark. Once more, you can just hear the cries and footsteps of people running away from that white noise, that blinding light, that searing sound. And then you see flashes and loud bursts again, and you're lying in that same ashen pile. The realization comes quicker. You stand up. You see the lights float and dissipate. The image flickers, and once more you hear the cries, the screams, people running, and as soon as you feel that immense fear, you wake up, lying in the ash. Over and over and over. Until you feel this like gut-wrenching scream come out of you that echoes throughout the forest. But it doesn't sound like your own. It doesn't sound human or mortal at all. And then you start to see your hands shimmer. Your feet start to take ground in the soil. And the roots, gnarled and withered, start to take form. As you look back, you take a few steps, thrown back at the visage you're seeing. And you see that same pond, that small trickle from your first vision, where you'd seen your reflection. And for a split second, you see the gnarled, destroyed, and withered form of what looks like some sort of corrupt dryad. And then your vision goes black. And morning comes to you all.
A long rest.
I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
9.
9. As the morning comes to you, Thorn still lies in bed. You can see Cal, you're the first one up. But she is lying completely still on her back, unmoving.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. When I first wake up, this is a little concerning, but I figure she's tired.
Bad.
Perhaps an hour or two goes by. And then I touch her forehead.
It's cold.
Oh shit, am I dead?
It was fun working with you.
No! I was like, I probably should have succeeded on that.
Breathing?
Go up and press your cheek against her mouth.
No, I'm not gonna put my face on her face,
Like,
but I can just
finger
listen to
under
her
the nose?
breathing.
Yeah, you feel no breath.
Oh God. I'm gonna Star.
Good morning.
Thorn's not breathing.
Bad morning. All right. Okay. It's fine. I've seen this. It's fine. She was a feral animal once. It's fine. So the star immediately gets down and she checks the pulse and all that, and clearly nothing? Okay, great. Immediately cast Spare the Dying just in case.
As you go to incant and you press your hands against her chest, you feel like that warmth and you see that like purplish glow from her hand. She presses down, and as you press down, you guys watch with incredible speed. Thorn's arm reaches up and grabs her by the throat. Her eyes still closed, and then they flash open and they're glowing pink.
Good morning.
Bad morning.
Does a 19 hit you?
Oh my God. Yeah.
It's not Thorn that's
my
dead. It's us that's
Oh my,
dead.
you take 11 points of bludgeoning damage. She grips by the throat and you guys watch as her arm starts to, with that like vine start to grow and pulse and like get bulbous, and the vines start to turn to bark and form into Thulk's arm. You do anything?
I mean, instinctively, Star's just gonna try and get the hand off her throat.
All right, roll athletics or acrobatics to pull out.
Okay, good. That's just a straight 10.
Straight 10. You do manage to pull away, but you feel like it rip, like claws kind of tear at your sides of your throat. Thorn sits up, looks around the room, and just drops. Seems to look through all of you and then drops.
Is
She's still breathing?
how every morning starts for you guys?
No, this is new. This is a new thing.
Okay.
Star, are you okay?
And you feel this pounding feeling in your chest, Thorn, as you are thrown awake. It feels like somebody has like hit you with a car, or you've just like run at like 100 miles an hour and then immediately stopped.
Hit by a kid.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, God. Puberty.
Outbursts like this are normal for somebody your age. If you need to talk about it, you can come to me. It's okay.
Ah, nice.
I'm really sorry, Star. I didn't mean to.
Okay.
I just have bad dreams sometimes, and they keep trying to tell me something, and there's a dryad in my hand.
Okay. You know, I'm not really brushed up on half-orc puberty, but that could be also normal.
I don't think that's
I don't feel like my brother had this problem.
Okay.
But maybe you're right. Maybe this is normal, and my mom just didn't tell me. Like, why would they tell me anything, right? It's fine.
Is it?
No.
I didn't think so. Okay. Do you want to talk about the dream? Would that help?
Yeah. I had another dream where I was in the Redaxon Forest again, and I was laying in a pile of ash. In one of my other dreams, there was this big explosion, and everyone turned to ash.
What ash?
Yeah, and then I keep being stuck in the pile of ash, and then I'll wake up and then see these gold lights try to rise up, and they disappear. And then if I saw my reflection in another pool of water, and it's like a dryad, but like they don't look normal.
Okay. A lot going on in here for you.
Yeah.
Like a lot of conflict, it seems. How long has this been happening?
Like a few months, I think. I kind of lost track.
Okay. It wasn't always like this then?
No. I went to the Wastes of Redaxus to get my friend a flower. And then when I got home, I just ran away. Like I went to bed, and then I woke up and I was in another town.
Oh,
And at first I tried to get back,
yeah.
but I just kept running north every time I went to bed.
Not by choice?
No.
Oh no. Bodily autonomy is so important for a girl your age. That's not good. Okay. What kind of flower?
Oh, it's a special. It's from a story. It's called Dahlia's Kiss. It's just a flower that grows in the waste. It's supposed to help you relive your fondest memories or whatever if you smell it. It's very pretty.
That's beautiful, Thorn. And you got it?
Yeah.
And you brought it back?
Yeah.
Good. Did your friend appreciate it at least?
I don't know.
Oh.
I left it for her, and then I went home. It was supposed to be like a surprise, and then I never saw her after
no.
that.
How does that make you feel?
Not great.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Are you trying to go back to see your friend, or?
I would like to. Her and my brother both live in Aylmar, so
Oh, lovely.
it would be nice to see them.
Yeah. And you didn't run away on purpose?
No.
Okay. Do you feel like you can go back?
Right now, I mean, I could try. I could try. I haven't tried in a while, I guess.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay. And this doesn't happen every morning? It's just every once in a while?
I mean, it's some mornings. Most mornings.
Most mornings.
Most
Okay,
mornings.
most mornings. All right, I'll keep that
We've been in
mind.
danger a lot. It's been really stressful.
Yeah, a lot of stress on young kids like you guys. That's probably not good. Speaking of stress, how's Gilman looking this morning?
Gilman is doing exactly this. Just, I've decided. So, kind of mentioned that we saw the vampire meet with Mr. LaRoche. Yeah, that news didn't look new to him. I mean, at least from what I had understood. And I talked about the abominations that he's been hunting, and I think he may be holding on some information about that. Let's just be honest, I don't think I could really trust anybody besides us right now. Madam Malin's been pretty nice, but she's maybe our closest ally at the moment. And there's 6 other orders, we don't even know what's going on with them. And you're right, Master Taurus offered me a seat in the orders. To be honest, the only decision I think I can make is if this is gonna get us closer to the inside of the story, it kind of makes sense. Master Azir's nowhere to be found, no idea where my parents are. And we've been digging, but we always come to a roadblock, which is this group of people. And they're just that, they're people. I don't want to believe that any of them have ill intent, but it does seem like something's being organized. It might be good for us to go to the tribunal today, which, I wrote on my, it's like kind of smudgy now. It's at dawn, which is probably right now.
Right now.
We're late.
No, you guys have you
Pancakes
guys
back.
went to bed fairly early.
Pancakes back.
It was just after dusk that you guys went to bed, so you guys have maybe half an hour before you have to meet.
Also, I don't know if you guys have any information. This stone building with a metal door, this is not normal for druids. There's a metal, the metal staircase led to the 2nd floor where I was, right? This is really not normal. Do you guys recognize anything about this? Specifically,
we?
architecture.
Do I notice anything about the,
Metal?
or just like the architecture or like any of the?
Are they boys?
Is it Nokian architecture?
It does not seem to be Nokian architecture, no. It looks alien to druidic culture for sure. It looks like it was put here and never utilized.
But yeah, we should probably make it to the tribunal. I think it would be worth listening to. We've gotten pretty far in. We might as well just keep digging.
Yeah, sounds great. Let's do it.
Like, open the door.
And you guys leave the estate?
Well, upstairs, is there anything? Is it just as empty as the downstairs?
Roll an investigation check.
That's 9.
With a 9, you look upstairs, it is fairly empty. It's just like that meditation circle and the lavatory. That's really it upstairs. Coming back down for what simply is in the room, there's the basic kitchen, the bedroll on the ground, and the desk. Looks mostly underutilized, but like quickly skimming through everything on this floor as well, you notice that like one drawer on the desk, not the top, but the 2nd drawer is like cracked open a little bit. Like, you know when the drawer doesn't fully close, it's just kind of like that. It's open.
I'll look inside.
Yeah. look inside the drawer, and there is like a stack of papers, like letters, over a small box. You just folded over letters.
What'd you find there?
I'll grab the box. And I'll grab everything.
Okay, cool.
Let's hurry on over.
Just don't read the letters. We'll just burn them. It's fine.
Just burn, yeah. You guys have a good reputation for that. You open up the letters, and
These must be secrets.
they have the seal of Baron Bowers on the top of the letter itself, from Passage. The letters are signed Alchemist Gallacher. There are 3 in here. The first one says, after 3 years of testing, we have concocted a brew that does indeed increase the subject's strength and endurance, but they are still dying sooner than necessary. Not having the 3rd ingredient is slowing pace, but we will keep testing with other specimen. Newer paper, that was the first one there. The next one, update. This past year has been exemplary. Utilizing the ooze of a gelatinous cube, we have finalized a product that can increase strength, stamina, and ferocity in its subjects. And they survive just as long as they keep imbibing in the elixir. But there's still a chance of recovery, and full transformation has yet to be attained. And then another letter. Thanks to the recent discovery of the final ingredient, we were able to concoct Eutalitos, the monster serum. The subject has survived a complete transformation, is obedient, and dies only after no longer taking the elixir. Here is the first round. We will be sending more soon.
Who's it addressed to?
There's no address, 2.
But so it has the Baron's. It's the Baron's.
It's
paper.
from the Baron's office. Yeah,
Oh, it's from the Baron's
Yeah,
office.
it's got the Baron's seal
Yeah,
on it.
here's the first. So did they sent an elixir?
You guys open the box?
Yeah.
You open the box, and it is a small coffer with 5 indentations for vials about yay big. You see, of the 5 spots, there are 3. Glowing white and green swirling liquid. It almost lights as you open the coffer.
Yeah, that's probably what was on his desk last night.
And well, he
What?
did have the key.
Doing here?
I don't know.
Should we take it?
I think we should probably take it.
If he knew about this, why would he invite us into this house without taking the last remnants of it?
I think he's trying to set Master Azir up. He had the key to the place, and did you mention that there was a droplet on the table?
Yeah.
And obviously, it seems like he had possession of this stuff. If there was nothing else left in this, I don't think Master Azir would have just tucked away something so obvious.
And so, are they turning people into monsters?
It seems like they were doing that in Passage.
It would make sense that Taurus was the one doing this, considering he's hunted all these monsters. He probably was the one that can get the ingredients.
Right, yeah, those ingredients aren't very common, are they? And then did you say that the drop that Quivel found, it had another ingredient in it that wasn't like the one we knew?
Yeah, it wasn't anything I had discovered before, because it was only fire snake oil and the hellhound's blood that we needed to make an antidote. But it seems like in the letters it's like a gelatinous cube and then maybe a 4th ingredient.
3rd ingredient.
Fourth.
So from the letters, you can discern that there was 2 ingredients they knew of. They were testing a 3rd, just trying different things in the first letter. In the second letter, it said that they, utilizing the ooze of a gelatinous cube as the 3rd ingredient, they were able to produce what you know as the Drudger's Draught. It increased their stamina, strength, and efficiency. And thanks to the recent discovery of the final ingredient, So you can assume that they probably found the proper ingredient instead of the gelatinous cube.
Oh,
Right,
got
which
it.
one?
So it's a different ingredient now.
Yeah.
Is it something about turning people into monsters as well?
Yeah, it specifically said.
Yeah.
Yeah, this-
The subject has survived a complete transformation, is obedient, and dies only after no longer taking the elixir. Here's the first round. We will be sending more soon.
What would they need these for?
To create super soldiers?
But aren't the Italians supposed to be peaceful?
Well,
Well, nobody's peaceful.
they were tasked with protecting the land. And sometimes protection means force.
But who are they protecting it from? The Tyrians?
One could say anyone who seeks to do harm.
You start to see the sun rising now through the windows.
Anyways,
Let's put it in the.
Yeah, just put it in the bag.
Sure. Let's take the letters too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try to like fasten them together so they're like in a nice little package.
Bundle. Beautiful. And you guys make your way towards the camera enemy.
I'm assuming the entrance is. Which one is closest to the entrance? Which of the houses?
Actually, it would be the Mlastinya, the swamp house, not too far from your own.
Whoa.
You guys walk through the city and eventually find your way towards like a winding staircase that climbs up the side of the monolith in the center of the city. About halfway through, it stops, and you can see that people are making their way up. As you guys start to ascend the stairs, you can see like at the top platform, Gesundheit, standing like still kind of recovering, holding her staff to like hold herself up. You can see Madame Eileen, who's like kind of waiting at the doors. She puts her hand up against the two trees, mutters something under her breath, and her hand starts to like glow, and then the like glow goes up her arm, and you watch the two trees kind of and like spread their actual trunks. I'm just gonna. Oh, you guys are. Why are you here?
Master Torres asked us to come. I'm representing the Flickar Order.
Remember what we spoke about?
Yeah, sorry, I kind of told him some things.
No worries.
Do you mind if we? I don't know how to do that.
Please.
That whole.
Fair enough.
was
Yes,
like-
it was quite
it's
lucky
kinda-
that you caught me right now. I'm running a little late. We should go.
Okay. I'm gonna try to help her actually, and try to like if she needs like some
Beautiful.
pat on the head.
And pet on the head. You guys step in to, as what you can see from the light outside, it looks like almost reminiscent of the Wastes of Redaxis for a split second, and they close behind you, leaving you in solid darkness. But you have dark vision. But like nothing else out of a nightmare, thin, withered trees with no more than the foot-long branches, dozens of them. This monolith seems to be completely hollow on the inside, with maybe only 4 or 5 meter thickness walls creating that circle. But something's off in the space. Madame Eileen kind of, come on, follow me, don't get lost. It's really easy, everything looks the exact fucking same. She taps her staff on the ground, and it starts to like glow a little right at the top, creating a little light as she walks through. But just enough to make it that much more creepy. As you continue to look through, there's like this almost humidity, solidified humidity making a fog in the area. That feeling that something is off still kind of shakes you. The trees themselves, as you walk by, the bark striations look wrong. And it's not until you walk for another few hundred meters, getting closer and closer to the center of this thing, do you realize the root system on the ground is non-existent. The branches just kind of branch out and stop against stone. And it's not until you follow the trees up that you realize they're growing upside down, and the root system crawls along the ceiling. Continuing on, eventually you start to see other little lights coalescing in the center of this massive, dark chamber. You can see 9 stone pedestals that create almost pillars to sit upon. And then one single large stone seat split into 2. As you guys approach, you see mostly cloaked other individuals, each adorned with different symbols of the other Iarba, or of the other Inua Palamantului orders. You see Master Taurus slowly takes his seat cross-legged up on top of one of the pedestals, and the others, some quickly hop on with this weird agility, remove their hood, and you are surrounded by the oldest fucking people you have ever seen. We're talking, there's one dude who's like full on, as he pulls back his hood, you can actually see his cloak bears a symbol. I think it's the Nasip. Sorry, the Nasip Desert. Symbol of the Nasip Druids. It's 3 sand twisters on his arms that on either side of a black and like beige robe. He pulls back and he's got these long eyebrows that just kind of go down to like past his chin, and then a beard that falls down, goes over his lap and off the pedestal below him. He's got like dark ebony skin, and he's got like a permanent furrowed, like intimidating glare. There is a couple of women, one wearing this like large brimmed, almost like, picture a beanie and a witch hat mixed together. So like a wide brimmed beanie, wearing black and purple robes. The back of it has 3 little bell-topped mushrooms on it. The other woman is wearing like light blue and teal robes that like climb up and go black the higher to the top. She's completely bald with like fierce black eyebrows and super high cheekbones, but like wrinkles everywhere there shouldn't be wrinkles. As you can see, like a few other druids eventually take the stands. They, over the course of about 15, 20 minutes, everyone except for 2 people, except for 2 pedestals, are filled. The Fakara Order Master pedestal has nobody sat upon it, and the Mlastinia pedestal has nobody sat upon it.
Which order is that? Or
The
which symbol?
Swamp.
The swamp. Oh.
The Order Master missing is Emile Pouillou. Pouillou. Everyone sits in the center of this like stone space. The ground is the first thing that catches your eye, but only the first. There's a small, like raised part that has what looks like a, not candle, like a brazier. There we go, a small brazier in the center. And around it is a symbol of different circles that ring out and out and out, filled with arcane symbols, mostly celestial in origin, from what you can tell. And I believe
Celestial.
enchantment, celestial and enchantment, and it's very complex. There's a moment where people just kind of look, the Order Masters look amongst each other, and then not crawling, but like hunched over, you see like 2, if you've seen old people, they're old people. There's like this one guy who's got like, he's like brows that like kind of reach his ears, and he's got spectacles that go over his nose, and he's like hunched over to the point where like him looking up is only straight on. And the woman kind of walks around. She's got like a massive forehead that's got like a million wrinkles kind of going all the way back to like her little top bun that's here. But the hair's so thin, she looks bald. And like her eyes are like so coated with wrinkles, it doesn't look like they're open. The 2 of them kind of walk out from either side of the stone chair and step up and take their seats. As they do, Madame Eileen kind of looks around, flicks a finger, and the brazier lights. Just a small kind of green and blue and purple and black and white light, only about this big in the center of this, but it lights up the area immensely to the point that draws your eyes upwards. And for a heart-wrenching moment, it looks like it's a screaming, frozen, statuesque woman trying to reach for the light hanging upside down. But then your eyes adjust, and she's completely made of wood. A mix of beauty and terror. A woman captured in the middle of a mortified dance, as if her life depended on it. She reaches out towards the brazier hanging upside down. Her bark hair falls over her shoulders, and it seems as though all of the roots from all the trees make up her dress. They connect to this one point.
Crazy. Do I know what that is?
Roll a religion check.
Does the woman look familiar at all to any of us?
Roll a religion or history.
17.
17.
Can I touch it?
It's maybe
Super
50
way up?
50 feet
Okay,
up.
okay.
Yeah. 7. No. No.
I'm trying to compare the notes from the scroll too,
Um.
from the original orders.
Yeah. No, it's not in there.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Great mother? No?
No, it does not
Just throwing
ring
things
that
out
connection.
there.
Yeah. No, I like that.
No? I'm just gonna gesture our group to stand beside the. Do the pedestals have the symbols on them, or is it just?
Yes.
Yeah.
Each pedestal
I'm
has
gonna
like the
gesture us to stand beside the Flickara order one,
Taurus kind of gives you a nod.
and then I go like this.
There's a moment of silence as who you assume is the Rege and Regina kind of sit and scan over everyone. The old man kind of.
That's him lifting his head up. Otherwise, it's 90 degrees down. Yeah.
We are still missing one.
Two.
We shall start and hope they arrive safely. Eileen, you have called for the Orden Tribunal. Speak before I die.
The fair request.
Sorry, Reggie, as you may have known, the city has experienced two tragedies, two monster attacks within the safety of our city. I beckon the council to investigate further, externally and internally.
And before she can finish, Taurus kind of speaks. There is a possibility of corruption within our very midst. Reggie kind of looks over. Speak. Taurus takes a step down, and as he does, kind of hovers his hand out, and there's a small bead of light that kind of drops down into one of the rings on the ground that starts it to glow. What the hell is it called?
That's so cool.
Story time.
Is it oh God.
I call for the Sacrum Orbis to be held. People kind of look amongst each other.
On what grounds? I may have proof of treachery in our very midst. We would like to call witnesses to answer. The Regi kind of looks to the Regina, and she kind of...
All right, go for it, yeah, all right.
He kind of starts to circle around, meeting the gaze of each of the Order Masters.
I have called for the intrusion of this vampiric creature. I have called because of why I have discovered he had come. And I have called because word has reached my ears that our very own vaults have been emptied. I must call witnesses to answer. Gilwyn Dalen, please step into the tribunal.
So there's like a big glowing circle in the center of the room.
Fucking set me up, you son of a bitch.
Can I get an insight check on this guy?
Sure,
Sorry.
Yeah, me as well.
sure.
Told you guys, it's a trap.
We shouldn't have picked up the book.
I've been here before. A courtroom scene. It's a trap. I swear to God.
You have, but you didn't pick up the case that's inside the house that only I had key to.
Sorry, what do you refer?
I had a really bad insight.
Oh.
No, this he set me out. Motherfucker.
I got a 14.
All right.
Shit.
He seems very focused.
Good
Very focused.
choice of words.
On what?
Choosing his words carefully, and he seems a little tense, as if he's prepared for this. So, for those, this is mechanics. As you step into the circle of truth,
Yep. Gotta make it a saving throw.
please make a wisdom saving throw.
Ah! I don't
one.
want to step in it.
He will know if
Yeah.
you
Are lying.
fail or pass.
The home campaign, you've used something like that.
Yeah.
Wisdom?
Wisdom.
Saving throw.
Wisdom.
I rolled a 13
13.
plus 5.
18.
Plus 5.
That is a failure.
Really?
That is a
He's the
failure.
high-level druid.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
And this is not his magic. You can tell he's activated something. So, rules for the Circle of Truth. You need not answer. You don't have to answer. But every single word that you say must be the complete and utter truth. 100%. If you say something that I, as the DM, do not believe to be true, then I will ask you about it. We will pull a meta moment from the game. Thinking this is a skill challenge, political. If it turns out to be indeed not 100% true, I'll just question you on it, and you got to be real with us. If I'm like, that doesn't seem like, if you're trying to skirt the rules here, I'm just gonna say it's not true. Then your character will have attempted to say it, but only silence has come out of their mouth, and that will be noted by the courts that you have attempted to lie.
I'm having flashbacks to my home campaign.
So do you have a crush on any members of your party? Just
I don't know.
I miss Freya. Cal, you're really handsome under the mask. As I take my first step, you notice that the flicker on my wrists, it kind of wraps like a vein around the rest of my body, and my eyes start glowing red. And every step that I take, you can see the scorch marks in the ground as I enter through the
He continues to walk, and he doesn't take notice at first, and he looks at you and just goes,
You see that I'm standing much taller.
Gilwyn, please tell the courts, why have you come to respite?
I can't really tell if anybody's looking at me. Their eyes look like they're all closed. They dead? That's actually a good question because I actually have no idea. Well,
You were invited.
originally, I pull out the note. I had suspicion that this was forged. That my parents' name and Master Hazir did not actually ask me to be represented here. And that a certain Master Taurus could have just wrote this to invite me for some other ulterior motive. Mind you, this is somebody I've never met before. I've trusted a lot of people, and they've almost gotten me killed.
And when you arrived here, what did we speak of?
This is like, have you been taking notes?
No, it's not has he been taking notes, it's yes, but also in game, Galen just doesn't remember. Was my first encounter with you at the battle?
Yeah.
It was, right? But the first thing we spoke of was probably when I went to, okay. Well, I do remember entering the Yarba Order estate, and maybe it wasn't the first thing we talked about, but I was very curious about the abominations that you have proudly displayed.
What did we speak about when you arrived at my estate?
It would be good if I was listening. Yeah, actually, can
Do you need us to remind you?
Yeah, can you?
Okay, yeah. So like he wants you to take Master Hazir's place.
That's not the first thing you said, though.
No, I know, but that's like part of what he said.
What you talked about. That's
Yeah,
the first thing I
that's
said to you.
essentially what he was
What are we
talking.
about?
That's essentially what he was talking about, like taking his place,
First thing,
staying here.
the first thing he talked about was the fact that he believed every magic creature is dangerous, and that's why he kills all of them.
Yeah.
Yes. On top of the proudly displayed abominations, you did say that we had to protect ourselves from certain magical creatures that have found their way to our land.
Correct. Monsters. Creatures that have threatened our very walls. But I believe that's not all. Thank you, Gilwyn.
Is he also in the circle? Mm-hmm. What do you know about these creatures, and if they've been organized or not? You seem to know a lot, and you seem to be running this whole conversation right now.
Indeed, I am. And I do.
You son of a bitch.
Where were you before you came to Terespit?
That's a good question. Previous to Respite, we were on the road for quite a bit, but we actually were in Passage.
And what did you discover in Passage?
That the current power that is entitled there was abusing its citizens.
How so?
They were feeding the working class fuel.
Some sort of elixir?
Yes.
Thank you, Gilwyn. The one known as Cal, please step forward.
Okay.
Do I step out?
You may leave, thank you. Same rules apply.
Yeah.
Did you have any other reason to come to Terespit other than the letter that I sent to Gilwyn?
I did.
What was that reason?
It was to deliver a package.
Did you know what the package was?
Not at first, but I opened it.
And did you encounter any trouble due to bringing the package with you?
Quite a bit, actually.
So this package is of enough importance to put you and your party at risk. Do you know who you were supposed to deliver the package to?
Yes, I do.
And who might that be?
It was specified for Madame Meaghan.
You can see like a smile crawl across his face.
God.
Thank you, Cal.
Curious though. I didn't believe that druids were a literary group, but it's seeming though you have quite the extensive knowledge of monsters and literature in your house.
It's true, I collect multiple sources of knowledge, being the connections coordinator for Otalia. It is important that I keep missives, any notes that I may receive on ongoings within Otalia and externally. It is important that I document these and acquire as much knowledge as possible to safeguard our people.
Do you have anything on dryads?
Yes, I do. I do have a documentation on dryads. Yes.
Wonderful, thank you.
Of course.
He just goes back to the stage. Starts right with the books.
Oh, hey, Foster.
Let me look for that name of that hunter.
I'd like to ask Mildred Blackthorn to take the stand.
You son of a gun.
You used her government name!
Thorn, who's that?
Do I have to?
Please.
I'll hold the bag.
Your name's Mildred?
As Thorn goes
like
up,
it.
I'm gonna grab her by the shoulder and I'm gonna cast Bless on her.
All right. Can I get a wisdom saving throw, please?
You get to add a d4.
Oh, okay. So I got a 10 plus 2 plus a d4.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, 15.
You step into the circle and you feel the zone of truth take over. Thorn, do you know what this magic item is?
Which magic item?
The package that your group did bring to respite for Madame Eileen.
It was a ring.
It was a ring. Do you know what the ring is capable of?
I have an idea.
And to your best knowledge, what does that ring do?
It influences people?
Do you believe it to be dangerous?
Yes.
And do you believe that in the wrong hands it could be devastating?
Yes, I thought we should destroy it.
You thought you should destroy it? Such an item, so dangerous that the one bearing it wishes to destroy it. Thank you. I'm sorry. Thorn, I have 2 more questions. What do you believe the creature's motivation was when it came here?
Which creature?
The vampire.
I think it wanted the ring.
The creature came here for the ring.
I don't like that you're leading this conversation or
Just
leading
noted.
me to give you the answers that you want.
I hope the court notes that. One last question. Do you believe politically this could be used against the Otalans? This item.
I think it could be used against anyone.
So it is, suffice to say, possible that the Zeterians may have interest in this item.
I feel that a lot of parties probably have interest in this item.
It's true. Thank you. I have 2 more witnesses to call. I request permission of the Rege and the Regina for Madame Eileen to come forth. I kind of look and both nod. He makes it. Madame Eileen, she steps down.
Yes?
Did you request the procurement of this ring?
Yes.
And did you keep this information from the Order Tribunal?
Yes.
Did you do so knowing that if the item was used against the interests of the Order Tribunal, it would be detrimental to the Otalan nation and its innocent citizens?
I did.
Please answer for the courts.
I believed it was possible, but I felt it better.
That is enough.
Let her finish.
Yeah. What did she have to say?
I want to hear what Madame Alin wants to say.
Madame Alin, is it not true that you chose to banish your own son upon the same ritual we are taking in now, knowing that every single Otalan sent on the quest of the Sacrum Orbis over the last 100 years has not returned? She just kind of looks down, doesn't answer. Sorry. We were all here for this. You chose to submit your child to the Sacrum Orbis. What was he banished for? She just kind of sinks a little in her stance. Did he not suggest to the Order Tribunal that there may be corruption, and you voted to banish him for his treacheries? She sinks a little more. Get to the point, Taurus.
So, you may sit. She kind of turns and slowly crawls back up onto the pedestal and just hangs her head.
I have one more person to call before the tribunal today. Foster, bring in the prisoner.
A moment of silence. The boy runs off. The boy comes back with a few other members of the Inuma Pamantului, some from the swamp, some from another member, Mina from the Padarai, and some Yarba druids, kind of circling around the prisoner, who they then walk into the center. A woman, long, brunette hair, wearing brown, liturgical robes. She's got her head down and her hands bound and shackled. She cocks an eye up, and Gilwyn, you see dirt-stained tears down the sides of her face. And then as he says the name, you all recognize.
Professor Pulido, you've spent time as a professor at the Sabbatic Conservatory, correct?
Yes?
And 7 years ago, when dear Gilwyn Dalen was inducted into the school, was he particularly gifted in his studies?
He was,
Answer, please, honestly.
he was, not great.
No, he's a slow learner. Then why did you take a personal interest in educating the boy in ancient knowledge about orders? Giving him access to primordial knowledge, giving him access to what's not taught to the still children of the Otalans.
He was keen to learn. He wanted to learn.
And why did you teach him of the knowledge that would then lead him to unknowingly access the ancient powers of the wildfire druid?
I didn't know it.
Izir, Master Izir, Master Izir of the Flakara Order.
The one who has been absent from his duties for decades. You were in contact with Master Hazir knowing his treacheries? I don't know really what you mean. Tell the truth, girl. He's what? Spit it out. What is he? Not human. He's not human. You can see like the tears kind of resurface. Tell the tribunal what secret you have kept for years. Tell us what creature you let influence our dear, innocent, Otaran child, Gilwyn. What led him down this path to be forced to make decisions no child should make. To be put in harm's way by our very own, references to Madame Eileen. He said, Freety. And there's silence. Hazir kind of circles around the court a little bit and goes directly behind her. For those who don't know, an Afriti is a genie. Of all genies within the inner planes, the water, the marid, the air, the genie, the earth, Tao, the fire genies are by far the most volatile and cruel of these monsters. Corruption is in its nature. Slavery and torture are for fun. This creature is a member of our own tribunal. And thanks to Madame Eileen, we're only finding out now. Thank you. She drops to her knees. I believe I have one more question. Gilwyn, what did you find in Master Hazir's estate?
Yes, with your permission, with a key that I got from you.
What did you find?
It was quite empty. It's kind of odd that the doors were metal and there was a metal staircase in the middle. But we did find some... My eyes glow extremely hot red. The floor starts to burn. Letters that seem to have intercepted. That had the markings of the Baron from passage. And a box that concealed 3 vials of an elixir that we had found in passage.
Do you have these items with you?
I gave everything. I passed the box.
Yeah.
However, I must note that I do have the information that this same elixir was found in your study. If the court must know.
Thank you, Gilwyn.
That's actually quite interesting. Why would that be there? Amongst all of the missives, why would there be any sort of evidence that the elixir would be in your homestead? Prior to existing in a homestead that seems to be never used, the Flakara estate. Never used, not once. I've seen stale air. And it's funny that you have a key to this homestead. I'm assuming that maybe everybody does.
The key was left behind. The estate was never occupied, so simply held onto it. There's no secret. As for why evidence of such a concoction may be found in my house, well, all missives that travel within and out of respite come through my abode. It is possible that any member of the Uehira druids opens it up. There are indeed 2 vials missing. It is possible that there was some mishandling in its travel. But this should be investigated further. Thank you, Gilwyn. I did not know of this. Did not know.
Can I roll insight?
Well, he's in this.
Inside check? He's in the truth
Saying the
circle.
truth. You
I did
motherfucker.
not know that there was any evidence in my house.
Did anybody in your proximity know about this evidence being in your house? Maybe Foster? Can I ask Foster to enter the circle?
Gilwyn, only older masters conduct the interviews.
May I ask the pleasure of the Regine and Regina for just a few moments, just to entertain a young boy who's been prosecuted by somebody he has no idea. Also invited to such a powerful position.
May I?
It's not for me to say.
Well, I mean, only masters can ask questions. What about Master Aylin? Can she ask the questions?
Madam Aylin can ask, yes.
I mean,
Madam Aylin? And I try to gesture to hold her
She
down.
looks up and slowly doesn't meet your gaze.
It's gonna be okay. I kind of grip her hand a little bit tighter, share the warmth from P, and let her enter the.
She steps in. Foster, did you know of this tincture? Did you know of its existence? Yeah. And did you did Master Taurus know of its uses? Just kind of like looking at you for kind of. I don't think so.
perhaps you'd like to ask if Foster was asked to plant this in the.
Were you asked to plant this in Hazir's stead? I was asked about 5 days ago to bring all materials to Master Hazir's head. And by whom did you ask you? Absher did.
Oh, get fucked.
She doesn't say anything. She just goes back to the pedestal.
What?
What's going on?
Oh dear.
Some double cross nonsense.
Well,
I covered so many bases.
that was entertaining.
May I ask the Regina for just one favor, as maybe an honorary member of the order. Even being invited here, it was clearly made for us to have certain information. But if you could just entertain me and let me ask a few questions to Master Torres.
Roll persuasion.
Well,
Kind of leans over, and the Regina whispers in his ear.
that's what he wants. That's what he wants. I can't do it, that's what he wants.
Young Gilwin, I appreciate your adversity and devotion to the truth. But we have rules. The trial continues.
Will this mean anything to you? That a Master Torres at this tribunal offered the position of Master of the Flakar Order to a Gilwin Dalen. If I assume that position at this tribunal, may I please ask some questions to the court?
He nods.
Ah, I don't know. Oh no.
The fire in my eyes dissipates. And he appears as a much smaller bird on my shoulder. Gilwin walks further into the circle. Take a deep breath. Master Torres.
Yes.
Thank you. You've obviously put me in a position that is most favorable to you. Is that not true?
It is.
And why would that be favorable to you? Asking in your words, a tainted underling the Flakara Order, under such tutelage of what I believe to be an innocent woman and somebody who cannot represent themselves. Why would you recommend me with all the information that you have to be put in such a position? I would have thought that maybe somebody under your guise would reposition the Flakar Order for somebody else. Obviously, my information's been very tainted and all the evidence has been put to made that everybody who's involved with my education has been somewhat fraud, like some sort of conspiracy.
You're asking me why? For that exact reason. You've witnessed firsthand. You have witnessed firsthand the effects of deep-seated corruption. And I'm so sorry that you are forced to make such a hard decision. I chose you because I believe you will make a decision that benefits Italia.
As you may know, I cannot tell a lie in this circle. So I will tell you some information that actually wasn't asked of me. And actually, I would like you to confirm. Under your rule of the Yarba Druids, you've helped a lot of people. You've created a lot of structure. Information has been passed, and I feel like that we've grown as a region, as a land. Who did you station at Liston as headmaster recently?
Headmaster Ifri LaRoche was my choice.
Do you know the background of Ifri LaRoche? Particularly where they're from and whether they're human or not?
I know Ifri LaRoche was a gladiator, a fighter within the deserts of Mamatura, and he was cursed. Do you think we should judge a man when they are cursed?
Ifri LaRoche is obviously a trusted member of your order.
Indeed.
So much that you would station them in a very important place where there was a lot of happenings in the last little bit.
Yes.
If the court would like to take note, we actually walked in on Ifri LaRoche talking to the vampire that we've seen here.
Yes.
Is that not information that should be known to the public, that one of your most trusted advisors, or part of the Iarba order, is also in cahoots with the perpetrator of the last little bit here in Terespit?
Do I think that it should be known? Exactly. I do. I believe that Ifri LaRoche should be prosecuted for any inhappenings that may have occurred with said vampire. I had sent Ifri LaRoche on a private mission to investigate the ongoings of one Master Hazir and watch over one Gilwyn Dalen. If in that time he had met with the vampire, that was unbeknownst to me. Clearly, we have all been fooled. It seems we keep coming back to Master Hazir. I vote to call for the sacrum orbis of not one, but 2 members of the Order Tribunal. Thank you, Gilwyn, for everything you've done. But Master Hazir clearly, to the courts, has coordinated all of these illicit activities, his connections with Ifri LaRoche, the vampire. He's had access to all of our secrets that we have shared with him. He has manipulated our people. This is all prevalent to the courts. I call for a vote to excommunicate Madame Eileen and Master Hazir from the Orden Tribunal. Those who say nay, raise your hand. You don't count. You put up your hand.
I don't.
You put up your hand. Haraya Zato, the Nasip Order Master, the old man with the long beard, puts up his hand. Madame Eileen puts up her hand. There is a man who looks very large, one of the Order Masters. He's got like the symbol of the 3 mountains on his chest. He's got like a total monk hairdo, like completely bald on top and like a lot of hair around the sides, like dark brown hair. He looks probably one of the youngest members here next to Taurus. He puts up his hand. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. Those in favor. He puts up his hand. The woman with like the beanie puts up her hand. The woman with the blue kind of cloak, the Costa Order Master puts up her hand. There is a person who has been quiet, not paying too much attention, and looks a little daydreamy, puts up their hand. They've got like a pure white with blue teal lined cloak. The Arctic Order Master puts up their hand. 1,
1, 2, 3.
We're missing one.
4.
The swamp.
Yes. We have indeed a tie. Because we are missing but one member. Would a Mlastinia druid step forth? One of the druids who escorted Madame Pulido steps forward. Do you vote yay or nay? Kind of just hazily goes, yay.
Insight on that?
Roll insight.
Something's
Yeah,
happening.
was that
He's
druid under a
totally getting
spell?
his way.
13, he was under a spell.
21.
100% he was under a
Yeah.
spell.
21. Hard to tell with a 21.
21.
He looks dazed. He looks out of sorts.
How certain are we that this... He looks like a young guy?
Younger guy, yeah.
Yeah, this younger druid is okay to speak after being forced to escort Madame Pulido to the court. May we have another representative come in, be told the information, and let them decide. You look very tired, actually. Detect magic.
That's detect magic. Other than every order master in here glowing to the high heavens, and this, and this place itself also glowing, you get a strong glow from that like wooden woman coming from on the ceiling, but you sense there is no magical effect on him.
I look at his hands. Is there a ring?
There's no ring on his hands.
Yeah.
There's no ring on his hands.
But does it have to be on a hand? Could it be inside?
Can I
Nothing.
just
On this person.
There's nothing.
Can I like low key cast protection from good and evil
On
Could be.
myself?
sure. Roll sleight of hand.
Does this give me?
As
No, I guess it doesn't work the way I want it to.
you can
Never
all
mind.
tell, we have reached a final. The Orden Tribunal will be held in 1 week's time to choose new Order Masters to take their position. And for now, Madame Eileen and one day, Master Hazir shall both be banished hereforth until they complete the Sacrum Orbis.
If I may interrupt, is that common practice? I thought Order Masters were only supposed to vote or speak. How can just a random druid...
In place of a Order Master, a member of the of that sect of druid can take their place. I mentioned that earlier.
Oh. Isn't that convenient that the druid that was...
The vote has been cast. Thank you, Gilwyn.
Dickhead.
I would like to be put forth that this horrid concoction may in fact be used in our favor.
What a cock gobbler.
And that's where we're gonna end tonight's session. Thank you so much! That's... Oh, when the DM's plans come to fruition. All of the tidbits. You walked into my plan.
We should have not shut up.
Thank you so much for tuning into the second half of We Split the Party. I know that was an intense second half. Oh my God. In 2 weeks, tune in to the final episode of this year before we go on break, our 1-year anniversary episode. Thank you so much. Thank you, 1985 Games. Thank you, Alchemy. Thank you, Meaghan. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Yay!
Bye.